Howdy folks and welcome to Crazy Gamer Models. How we doing today? We have another look at a Panther chassis with a magnificent gun on it. This is their German tank destroyer JagdPanther, their G1 model. This is a Takom kit with a full interior. It is 1/35 scale and it is kit number 2125. It's a detailed static display model. And I'm going to get this. I know the glare. I'm sorry I didn't realize it until it was too late. I'm going to go ahead and get this plastic off of here, and then we can get a better look at what it looks like. Okay. So, while the light's clear, it's a shiny, shiny surface, guys. I'm sorry. Alright, so it's track assembled with the aid of use of a jig, link and length style track included, and I'll get to that when we get in there. I already know what it's going to be. All hatches can be built either opened or closed, PE included, 6 types of markings, figure not included. I didn't even see a figure on here to show that it has a figure. Okay, it is done. T-Rex Design Studios in China. It's not a toy. 14 and up. Let's take a look at 2 of the markings and what the full interior would look like. Fantastic. It's a Panther, which I love the Panthers. Let's take a look at this side here. Here's your parts. Nice amount of sprues. Let's see. 3 sprues, 3, 4, 5 sprues that there's 2 of. Looks like your D, your E, your F, your C, and your A. So that's standard Panther. And then you have this side. Now it says 6 markings. I'm surprised the other markings aren't on the box. Again, this is kit number 2125. We're going to take a look at this. I have another JagdPanther that I've unboxed from Takom, but I don't believe it had Zimmerit. This one has. It doesn't say Zimmerit, but it shows. I mean, it doesn't say Zimmerit, but there's Zimmerit on the actual unit, so we're going to find out if this has the Zimmerit, and it has a pattern of Zimmerit I have not seen before on a model. Oh yes, there it is right there. Let us get into here and look at this. Alright. Let's see what we got here. Wow, this already looks awesome. So here we go. Wow. Okay, I'm going to bring you down. I'm hoping that the gray background and the gray plastic isn't going to cause any problems. So here is what the Zimmerit looks like. Okay, so it's that cross-hatched pattern. Very roughly applied. I love that. That is going to take a wash so well just to pick out all that Zimmerit. Wow, that is nice. Nice front sloped gladius. Lacius, however you want to say it. Inside looks good. Couple of Z pens. Other than that, nice rolled texture on the inside here. And it looks like there's some parts on here also. So, alright, so that is the upper hull. I believe this is a 2019 kit. mostly because the artwork's 2019. I haven't looked at the book yet. I wish they date stamped all their sprues. Oh, yeah, this is an F3 sprue. Let me get it out of the bag. You got your, go back up a little bit. You got your slide molded muzzle brake for your one-piece barrel. That's always nice. I don't mind a two-piece barrel. Just work the seam out. This looks like, this is very fragile here. I would immediately remove this and put it in a baggie. It's a pretty distinctive part. You'll know what it is. So, that's what I would recommend. The sprues look good. The cast texture on this mantlet part looks great. Hoping you guys are getting that through. Yeah, this looks good. There's a witness line, parting seam, whatever you want to call it, along the barrel here that's going to have to be taken out. See, that's why I don't mind two-piece barrels, because either way you're going to have to do work on the barrel. You know. So, this sprue looks good. That was F3. Some of these I'm going to go through a little faster because I have tons of reviews of Takom Panther related items, but the ones that are unique to this kit and not in a bunch of other kits I will spend a little more time on. Now this is your D5 sprue. This is going to be unique to this kit, and it is beautiful on the inside. This is going to be on the inside of your hull, which is going to be a three-piece hull. This is going to be one of your side edges. And then this is the outside with that gorgeous Zimmerit on it. Wow, that is nice. This is probably, out of all the Takom kits I own with Zimmerit, I like this one the best. I think this is very, very weathered already and very unique to his being field applied. It's nice that this piece is on there already. I noticed they started doing that. This piece normally isn't on there. Wow, the Zimmerit here, they left room for the exhaust. And then this is the back loader's hatch. This looks like the front under the Gladius, the other sloped edge on the bottom of the tank. Even your rear stowage has got some beautiful Zimmerit on it. It's like Zimmerit porn. Wow, this is... I really hope my camera's doing this justice, because this is some nice Zimmerit right here. I mean, I know some people have issues when it's not scale looking or it just doesn't look field applied. It looks too uniform. And that right there, I don't think that looks as uniform as some of the other stuff that they claim is field applied. Like, I got some photo etch Zimmerit that, here, I'll show you. This is some photo etch Zimmerit, and yeah, it's Zimmerit, but it doesn't look as good as that. It doesn't look near as good as that Zimmerit. Oh, here's an interesting. We have another sprue with a slide molded gun barrel and another cast mantlet. This is your E5 sprue. And this is your inner piece that's cast. That looks good. I believe there would be a weld around here. I wonder if it's on the side that it mounts into. So, now I'll add a little bit of green stuff mixed with some epoxy sculpt, because that's what I like. Well, I don't know if this is showing up, but on this engine hatch right here, on this engine hatch, there is some beautiful rolled steel texture.
This looks like an internal bulkhead or some sort.
Oh no, this is the real armor thickness for the inside of the upper hull from where the gun exits. I'm going to be honest with you, I may gush over this kit because I'm a huge Takom fan. But, you know, don't hold that against me, people. I know some people don't care for their kits at all. I'm starting to get some Ryefield model kits because they do some nice full interiors. I'm a big full interior type of person. And they're not bad. I'm working on a Tiger 1. It's this thing.
So here are some sprockets. And I'm not too happy with the way these pins are. I wish they could have just did them on the end of the tooth. This is going to require a little bit of work to make the tooth look good and not damaged. Looks like they did it to all the teeth that way. So there's two different that's weird. There's two different sprockets that look exactly the same. Oh no, it's different bolt patterns. This one has more bolts around the outside, and this one has less bolts around the outside. Well, you really gotta look at that.
Understand what you're building. You have to know what you got going on. I have a really good book on the Panthers. It covers all the Panthers. It's a complete history and, you know, all the changes and stuff. Plus the Facebook group I'm in does a fantastic job of helping me with the different issues I have with it. This is nice. This is your strip that holds your track links, and it has these itty bitty little pins that hold your track links in. I actually remake these pins with lead wire or some dead soft copper. You can even do it with dead soft brass, but it's hard to find that thin. Originally, I used piano wire for things like that, but piano wire that small on that scale, it's super durable, but it can be a lot to work with. Piano wire is tough. Now this is sprues you get in every Panther. This is your wheels. This is your road wheels, your torsion bars, and some more sprockets, and basically your D and your E sprue. So we'll just do a quick look at this. There's your torsion bars, your MG ammo, some more sprockets for your drive sprockets, your axles, and then your torsion bars are down here. And then you have these little grease points that grease the torsion bars that just clip in and they're exposed underneath. They're supposed to be pipes that go to all the torsion bars, and that it sticks out like a sore thumb inside a Panther tank. And that's the only thing that so far that I found that bugs me about these Takom kits is if they would just, you know, made a little bit so where it terminates into the floor, it wouldn't look so bad. I wasn't able to rectify it on my Burke Panther, but I'm looking into doing it on my current build. So there is your... These may be steel road wheels. No, I think they're rubber. It's hard to tell. No, these are the rubber road wheels. These are the same ones that are from the rubber road wheel Panther kit. I think A2 or A5 is the steel wheels in this line of kits. If you want to see the steel wheels, I just reviewed a Panther off G with the steel wheel option. I gotta do a lot of research on that kit about the steel wheels. From what I've seen so far, there's not a lot of
photographs with a Panther with all steel wheels. So here is your exhaust covers, your vents, your fuel tanks, nice piping for the ducting in the bottom of the hull. This is your cross members for the bottom of the hull and whatnot. I'm not sure what these are. These might be ammo racks. Yeah, these might be the ammo rack pieces. I haven't built one of Takom's JagdPanthers yet. Currently building a JagdTiger from Trumpeter and a Panther A late from Takom. But in the past, I built a Burged Panther from Takom, one of their German tank recoveries. Yeah, this is your L and your M sprue. This L sprue is basically your transmission. This is a vent that would go across the bottom. I don't believe you're going to use this, but this is basically your transmission and your fans. And this is part of your engine piping. The piece in the front that connects to the final drive. This is mostly transmission. Parts look good. These are nicely detailed. Like I said, ride field models, they do full interiors of Panthers. And I've done a video comparing, talking about the comparison between a Takom and a ride field kit. Ride field kits, they don't have as many parts, but the detail seems to be there. It's just, I think Takom's crisper moldings are crisper. I don't know. This is your drive shaft. And this is just, the M sprue is just bits and pieces you tend to go to a lot. Like this is parts for the bulkhead wall. This is steering levers, transmission pieces, wall pieces, springs and levers. All that is a drive shaft, some vent covers. This is, I believe, a water tank for the rear. This is where your transmission mounts to the bracket that goes to the floor. So M sprue is pretty. You pull that one out a lot. You got one of those sprue holders. Throw that M sprue in there. That's a pretty much go-to. This is your F2 sprue, your final drive. But I don't know if these are the final drive because sometimes there's other final drives in these kits. And I can never find which ones to use. It looks like you have 3 different jack options depending on what model you have. And in the back, whether it's mounted rear vertically or somewhere else. These are nice. These are your tools without the tool clamps on them. And that's the tools I like. I like to use photo etch tool clamps if I can find them. Alliance Model Works, they make some workable tool clamps for 135th German, and they're very nice to use. And I particularly care for them, but unfortunately I cannot find them. Going to try Hobby World-USA and see if they can help me. See, these two pieces is your E2, normally go on the outside, but they're already molded onto that piece. So this is just a common sprue that comes in most of the Panthers. If not all of the Panthers that have full interior. When I get defeated by a bag, I can feel it. I don't really have a long to flap with this. there's time at the end of the video, I will share a tip of what I do to deal with these bags. This is your side skirts. They are overlapping pieces, so cutting one out would be a little bit difficult. But I'm going to do some experiments with that coming up in a future video of trying to cut them into pieces and make them look good. You got some fenders, some rear storage, but I would think you wouldn't use these because of you have the ones with the Zimmerit on it. This is another common sprue for Panthers. I'm telling you, these boxes are insanely full. We'll talk about tracks. Here's your track jigs. I have 3 videos talking about the tracks. I'm going to be making one video to consolidate it soon for my Panther video. So, basically I can't open bags. That's what this comes down to. I basically have an issue where I can't open a bag. Well, I'm not pre-opening all the bags ahead of time, but then you miss the joy of me not being able to do it. So these are individual guide horns here, and they're on these runners, and you leave them on the runners, and the runners line up to these. They match up, so you glue them all on while they're on their runners, and then I let it sit for a day or two, and then you come back and you carefully cut off the runner from the sprue nib, and then fix any ones that come off, and then you can come in. If you cut them off with really close clippers and it doesn't leave a nib, you're good. But if you need to, you can come in with a file and just very gently file it away. I haven't found a sanding stick that would fit in between some of the sprues, some of the tracks that are close together. Some of them are all connected. It's a process, let me tell you. So here we go with some ammunition. Now this is unique to the JagdPanther because they have bigger rounds of ammunition. And I can show you a comparison with this. This is a round from a Panther. If you can see that comparison, that is huge. So this is a Panther round. That's a JagdPanther round. So I want to say this was the 80 millimeter or the 102 millimeter. You know what? I'm not going to say what size gun it was because I don't want to be wrong and tore apart in the comments. It was a big gun. It was bigger than the Panther. That bullet comparison or ammunition comparison proves it. So that's the ammunition. So a little less than 60. So this is your T3, and it is basically just random pieces that I really... Is this like smoke grenades maybe? Or the point defense system? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not aware of what most of this is. These look like hatches. These look like round hatch pieces. That's all I can really... Everything's so small. This looks like a piece that goes onto the middle bulkhead. Like that piece right there. That looks like that piece right there. That I recognize. So, other than that, these are your periscope covers. I do see that. But other than that, I am lost. Maybe some fill caps. I'm not sure. Stop there.
think I would know what most of these sprues are by now. But, you know, not building the JagdPanther. This is your L5 sprue. This is going to have your lower hull. This is unique to the JagdPanther. It's nothing like a regular Panther that I've seen. These are your upper hull side skirt pieces. These are your rear bulkheads. This is the roof of the upper turret. This is your radios. I like how that's stacked like that. These are slide molded. Your vents for your engine. This looks like the ring that goes around this hatch. It does have a nice texture on the hatch. And the texture on the roof does look good. I see the weld bead there. And a weld bead there. Very shallow weld bead. So, we'll see how that looks. Weld beads on these. So, that's that sprue. We're almost done, guys. We'll take a look at my favorite part. This is your R3 sprue. This interests me immediately because this is normally on your L sprue, but you only get one on your R sprue here. But this is different drive systems, another slide molded machine gun. I'm not sure what that is. But your cross beams, length beams, ammo rack pieces. I'm not sure what that is. Looks like it might get decals, I don't know. This is your leakage for your control arms. Looks like a bipod or a gun. Some floor, nice floor texture. You know, I don't recall seeing seats. But I like to point out the stuff on the seats. This is it, guys. This is the end sprue. This is your engine sprue. This is your Maybach engine. Every Panther kit that I've opened from Takom with a full interior has had this, whether it was a Berg Panther, JagdPanther, or just a Panther A, G. It had this end sprue. It did have supplementary sprues for different models, like if they had the heater and whatnot. But this is basically your engine right here. So, nice engine there. Like I said, that's standard. I've probably done 10 or 15 reviews of Panthers from Takom. And they all have this engine sprue. Yeah, probably not 10, probably around 8. There's a new one coming out. That's a Panther G with anti-aircraft and IR. I'm excited about that. Might be a picture of the one in this one. It was in my Panther G with steel wheels, one review I did the other day. And I got so excited. So here is some cable, some copper for a tow cable. You have your photo etch fret that has plastic on it. No tool clamps. You have to get them aftermarket if you can find them. Here's all your different markings. And here is all your ammunition markings for all your ammo. So
and your radio or your, why can't I get the word? Your gauges and stuff for the driver, and another little tow cable thing here. So let us take a look at this German tank destroyer G1, the JagdPanther. Okay, Panzer V chassis, which is normal. Okay, this had the 8.8 centimeter gun. So, a single 7.92 MG 434. Had the 700 horsepower Maybach engine. It was manned by a crew of 5, driver, radio operator, commander, gunner, loader. Different from the Jagd which had 6, because it was 2-part ammunition. Total of 415 JagdPanthers were produced from January 44 by 3 manufacturers. 270 from January 1944 until the end of the war. And then, okay, it shows how many each person made. So, MBA made 37 in December 44. So you basically need to pick what factory it came from and what time frame it came from, and then you know how to build it. I'm going to show you guys that book in a video and basically show you how you can look up all your stuff. It tells you the paints required. A MIG, I've tried the MIG. I can't spray them. I'm not very good at painting, so I use a combination of stuff. So here's your sprue call out. And let me just move this up just a smidge so we can get it all in shot here. Okay, now it has you starting out by putting the heat conductors in, these side pieces, building the transmission. And now from my experience, there's play in the transmission, so I would test fit the transmission before gluing it down, and while the glue on the transmission is still kind of loose around this area here, around this section, because they tend to want to twist and pivot, and then this front section here tends to want to rock down, so you need to kind of like squeeze it all together. It kind of clicks, and then, you know, let it set that way, and then you can pop it off and do whatever work you need to do, and then put it back in. So that's just a little tip I've learned. So then we have, you know, a side panel getting work done. And then we have torsion bars going in. This is nice. This one has you putting them in before you put this on to lock them in place. Andy from Hobby Headquarters mentioned that tip a while ago on what he built, and I've used it on both my models, my Panthers, and it's worked great. On this section, I actually mount it to the transmission before I install the transmission, and it seems to work out pretty well. Here's your axles going in, and then it has you putting on the wheels with no corrections on this one. Don't put that last wheel on if you do that. I wait till the end for the wheels. This little jig lines up the arms so they're all in place, and then you put the rubber bands to hold it. It does an okay job. I find aluminum block and some weight levels it out. It's just, the plastic's flimsy, and I feel it doesn't give me a bite. So I end up eyeballing it or using a aluminum plate. Here we start with some of the ammunition going in some racks. The control radio, and all this. Then we got seats. Definitely didn't see the seats in there. Then we have a rear bulkhead. The transmission is very different. It looks cool. It doesn't have the traverse motor on it, so that makes sense, because it doesn't have a turret. I know that was very obvious. I shouldn't have said that, but I don't know. So then we have floor going in, different stuff on the bulkhead. rear bulkheads going in. I like to have the engine built before the rear bulkheads go in so I can get the alignment perfect. And then we come to the tracks. Here's how you're gluing those in, and then you're trimming those off. So, and then here's how the jig works. And then you're putting the tracks on. I like to do this at the end. I did my first burnt Panther with the tracks in the beginning, and I had a bad go at it. I bent some of the wheels. Here comes the engine. The engine is highly detailed and beautiful. It's one of my favorite parts of this build. It just makes me sad that you don't get to see that much of it, but it's one of my favorite parts. And then you have the engine going in, and hoses and piping. And then you have more ammunition. Not as much as a Panther, but it'd be nice if they had a photo etch kit for this. You have your tanks going on the back. You have your air coolant system, air filter. You have your rear stowage. Doesn't show the Zimmerit on this one in the picture, but I'm assuming that's the Zimmerit pieces because that's the ones you want to use. Yeah, it doesn't show the Zimmerit on this at all. So this appears to be the same book from the G1 that doesn't have Zimmerit that I reviewed earlier on the channel. But I don't think I went into this kind of depth of detail on it. So here's your two optional gun barrel options. So you need to do some research on that. So a couple different spots with options. Got some hatches, a lot of stuff going on the hatches. Make those open. I like to leave the top off mine. Just build it up, make it look good, and then have it pop on and off. Normally you can do that. You got the loader's hatch. Now, this is optional here because you have the Zimmerit on here. You may not be using that. And then you have the side skirts going on. And like I said, I'm going to practice damaging those. And here's your markings. So you got a mid-late. They're all mid-late productions. August 44, spring of 44, summer of 44, summer of 44. See, this would be something I would like right here. I'm not a huge fan of camo. I have to do a lot of practice to do camo, but I like this right here with some nice oil. I think my camera just swapped over to a new clip, so I was talking about this one right here is the one I would most likely pick to do because I don't have enough experience doing camouflage yet. I'm trying to learn. And then we have two more marking options with camo. We have some other products that they have. I believe I have a review. This is the other kit I reviewed right here. I do not have a review of this kit. I can't find this kit, but I do have reviews of these three. And then here's a painting guide for the interior. I don't know how accurate this is. I posted some pictures and they weren't that accurate, so. Like all these MG bags, they just show them one color. I've actually painted them 3 different colors, and I hope that's correct. But that's the end of this kit. Well, it always seems to go like 35 minutes or something to review one of these kits. So, just a tip, here's what I do with my kits before I build them. I put all the sprues in Ziploc bags and label the bags so they're easy to get in and out of, and I don't have to worry about opening and closing these plastic bags all the time. So that's what I do. It's just little things like that. Well, I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank my Patreon supporter. Yes, I have one Patreon supporter. You know who you are. Thank you so much for your support. I would also like to thank all my subscribers, all those have made this channel grow. In the last month alone, it's grown, just practically doubled my subscribers. I believe I'm at 80-something subscribers. Every 25 subscribers, I do a giveaway. And then at 150, I do an even bigger giveaway. I have a lot of stuff to give away, guys, that I do not want. So, that's going to do it for this video. I'm the Crazy Gamer. This is Crazy Gamer Models. I hope you enjoyed the review. You guys have a great day.